Hi, Sharks. I'm Randall, and this is my wife, Lisa. We're from Austin, Texas, and we're the founders of VoChill. We are here seeking $300,000 for a 5% stake in our company.
Hang on, Sharks. I'm a little nervous, so I'm going to need a drink for this.
What are you doing? That was a really nice bottle of wine, and you're going to put ice in it?
Well, it's getting kind of warm in here, and who likes warm wine? No one.
People do all kinds of crazy things to keep their wine chilled, from putting ice in it or other frozen things to using these metal cups, which you can't see the wine or smell it, and they just make your wine taste awful. And none of these things work. So that's why we created VoChill.
The world's first and only personal wine chiller. It keeps your wine crisp, cool, and refreshing without compromising the wine or the wine experience.
That's right. With our innovative design, it's detachable chill cradle that is refreezable. You simply rest your glass in VoChill between sips to keep your wine perfectly chilled from the first sip till the last.
And it's incredible for reds. It'll bring a room temperature red down to cellar temp in about 10 minutes, bringing out the wine's best characteristics. It's genius! And it's become your new best friend.
Sharks, we're here to introduce you to the future of wine enjoyment. So who here?
Or how many of you want to sip, savor, and chill with us?
Awesome. That seems like a really, how did somebody else not think of this ahead of time? Like, it just seems like such it just seems so obvious, right? Now, with that said, I'm not, like, the design, I think, is nice, but I feel like they might see it as kind of bulky. But I think, if it can get your single glass of wine temperature down quick enough, and then you take it off and don't need to hold it there, I think that then it's a pretty cool, it's a pretty cool device. But, because I don't know how much this is going to cost, like 20, 30. We're going to check out their website after all this, at the end of the video, and their social media. But like, depending on how much it costs, like you're going to get one for like each glass that you would normally have for each, like a 4-pack or something like that. If they're like $20, $30, $40, like that adds up pretty quick. So just something to think about. I'm sure we're gonna find out real soon here, but definitely hopefully they got some sales, because $300,000 5%, that's $6 million. So they definitely better have some sales. It looks like a really refined product. It seems pretty impressive to me.
Sharks, you have samples in front of you. You have some wine.
To chill it down, do you have to put the whole unit in the freezer?
No, sir. This top portion is separable from the stand. So this part you just keep in the freezer. So it takes up minimal.
Cold.
It is.
Very cool.
It takes up minimal freezer space.
Hello.
Yes, Mark, you have a martini.
Mark has a martini, so...
Yes, I do.
Yes, we often get questions like, does it work with martinis or beers, anything besides wine? Of course it does.
Can you tell me what you sell it for and what it costs to make?
The stemmed version is $49.95, and the stemless version is $44.95. It costs us $9.21 to make the stem and $8.62 to make the stemless.
Do you sell it online?
Yes, on our website.
If you put one in the freezer, how are you modulating the temperature between the reds and the whites? Because I like my white super ice cold and the red not as cold.
Sure. So for white wines, it's designed to preserve the chill in the glass, right? For red wine, it'll bring a room temperature red down to 65 degrees or cellar temp in about 10 minutes.
So I'm in the wine business, as you know.
Yes.
Ice in wine, just so we understand how that started.
Oh, shoot me now.
Saint-Tropez, 1955, Brigitte Bardot, Cinq on Cinq, was shooting a film. She asked the server, because she was so hot, to put some ice in the rosé, and he said he was shocked. Today, 50% of rosé is consumed with ice. And as a result, now, rosés are blended differently.
That has nothing to do with why 50% today put in ice.
Not everybody needs to chill their wine. 300,000, 5%, a piece of 6 million value. You got to be selling a ton of these, right?
So last year we did 800,000, 820,000 in sales.
That's healthy.
Yes, we've been around less than 2 years. So last year was our.
That's
With
awesome.
these two SKUs?
That was just last year. That was just with that stem SKU in only 3 colors.
And where were you selling these at?
On our website and on Amazon.
And this year?
1.8 million.
1.8.
Are you making any money after customer acquisition on this?
We are not making any money yet. We're not profitable yet, but I mean, our 80.
Because it's costing you so much to acquire the customer, right?
Our acquisition, our CPA is $57
That's
per
a lot.
hour.
Wow.
Which is why
Okay, so that CPA cost per acquisition, as they flashed up here at the bottom. But yeah, that wow, that is a lot. So I guess the goal is that you're gonna when you get them, they're gonna buy at least 2 to 4 of them. Depending on how big your freezer is, that they can take up quite a bit of space. I know, not quite the same, but we have an ice cream maker here at the house, and the I don't know, the spinner, the thing that you make the ice cream in, it takes up a ton of room in the freezer, and to the point where it's like, we don't make ice cream very often. Why is this still in our freezer? If you really want to make ice cream, it's not, going to be on a whim. Take it out and then put it in the night before or something like that and let it freeze. But that's rough. I would tend to think that they can get that down. Especially now that they've been on Shark Tank and more people will see it and feel it and roll with it. But that does make it really hard for them to, $6 million valuation. Though I have a feeling that they might be able to get a deal if they're willing to make a jump to 20 to 30%, maybe 33%. They, for the 300,000, because they got to walk out with the amount of money that they're asking. And the real problem there is when you aren't really making money, you're just hand to mouth, money is just passing right through, right? And you're constantly investing in inventory. And as long as, things continue to ramp up, you'll always have a little bit more money than you're going to spend in customer acquisition, as well as the cost and the shipping and everything and all the other incidentals that come along with having a business. But yeah, once you have a bad month and you have, say, 2 or 3 bad months in a row, or in a, say, 5 or 6 month period, and you have 2 or 3 bad months in that period of time, all of a sudden you're going to be sitting with a whole bunch of inventory that you haven't sold, and you got bills due, POs to pay down, so purchase orders to pay down. So yeah, it's tricky, but you might still be able to eke out a deal here if they're willing to flex on the percentage. I don't know that they're at a stage where it's worth $6 million, but hopefully they got maybe they have a patent or two, and then you could argue that it is worth it.
You're here, right?
Your EBITDA loss last year?
Our cash loss last year was $470,000.
Wow.
What has the reaction been from wine drinkers and the wine community?
They
Very
love
strong.
it.
Very good.
Hey, guys, here's an offer, okay? And I have zero flexibility. That's why they call me Mr. Wonderful. This company's not worth $6 million right now, sorry. So I'll do the $300,000 for 10%, but I want a $2 royalty until I recoup $1 million. Okay? Then the royalty goes away, and then I have 10% of the company, and I'm still incentivized to keep growing it. The trouble with your deal is your CAC, your customer acquisition cost, is too high. I think I can help you reduce that dramatically.
Guys, I'll simplify it for you. Kevin's the wine guy, right? But it's just not a fit for me, so for those reasons, I'm out.
Yeah, so nobody's surprised there, Mark. Yeah, I mean it's not terrible, but right now when you're already losing money, he's got to be able to get that down to under $20, well under $20, into probably closer to $10 per customer to make it worth the deal, because the margin is there. But you're as long as you're not selling in retail, if they tried to go retail, this wouldn't work. Especially with that customer acquisition cost being there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
I think functionally I love this because it makes great sense. But I think it's so ugly looking.
I love it. I think it's
I
amazing.
have a beautiful kitchen, beautiful dishes, everything's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I would have to hide it. So, for that reason, no.
Barbara, I think it is. I think it's really good looking. I think it's elegant looking. I don't think it's ugly but she, even though some people might see it as like her elitism is showing, I think that there is something to be said for matching the decor of what you have. And if that doesn't match the decor that you're already that you have, regardless of if it's, you know, super high end or not, it might not fit. It might be a stick out like a sore thumb. So, I there's something there that she's saying, but yeah, it just doesn't sound right.
For me, I tend to really invest in things that I would use, and every wine like trick that I've ever bought, I never implemented. I got the thing that, you know, sucks the air out so you could have one nice glass at a time. I never used it. I tried to use it once. I thought it was going to explode.
That's why they're called wine accessories.
Right. So I love this, and I think you're going to do great, but for those reasons, I'm out.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
And I will tell you, I would be sitting there trying to like change it to make it smaller and to make it simpler and, you know, all of this stuff. I don't think that's what you need or what you want. I wish you good luck, but I don't think it's the right product for me. I'm sorry, I'm out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Lori.
I thought she would she'd be interested in that there. That's a shame. Oh, Kevin.
Save that.
Kevin.
All right.
So go ahead and say it, Kevin.
All roads lead back to.
As usual, all roads lead back to Mr. Wonderful. You know,
Who coined you Mr. Wonderful,
He
by the
did.
way?
He did himself.
You did that to yourself?
Gwyneth, there's truth in advertising.
Wow. That's bold.
The point is, I know and I respect that you're trying to protect your valuation, but I don't know if you should really sweat that. You should try and figure out what's the best deal for you and this product. How can you blow this up?
Yes.
If I give you $300,000, I'm actually going to care about that. Like that, you know, I have to work for that, pay tax on it, and then give it to you. I don't want to lose it. Our interests will be aligned.
You know, I don't think that we'd be interested in the royalty piece. We want to keep all the money in
That's
the
fair.
business.
So how would I ever get my capital back?
I mean, look, she's not wrong. You know, Lisa, you're not wrong. But I think if I was there, I'd be try to push him down to like, you know, 600,000. Let him double his money. You know, he's trying to triple. Let him double his money, and then or maybe 750. You know, 750. So there's a little extra there, but at that point, you know, at a certain point, like, you want to keep the money in the business, okay, maybe drop it down to like $1.50 per till he gets 750,000. Let him keep the 10%, or maybe move up to like 15%, or like I said earlier, 20%. I don't think it doesn't. I don't think they're going to let it go all the way up to 30% at this point.
Well, you get it back whenever we get it back when there's an exit.
Great answer.
Your money at the same
Yeah.
time.
But you're asking me to give you $300,000 and then go work for you. I have a job. I'm really busy. I mean, that's basically what you're saying.
You guys are allowed to counter, or you can decline.
Would you do 300,000? And I'm sorry, 300,000 for 8%. If you can tell me what that valuation is, I would be.
No, if there's no royalty return of capital on this, and I have to do all the work to sell it, I'm not going to do the deal. You should know that.
Right. Well, we appreciate the offer, but the royalty is something that we just can't do. We want to keep all the money in the
respect
business.
and understand it.
Way to stand your ground, guys. It's a great company.
Thank
Nothing wrong
you.
with that.
Good luck,
Thanks,
guys.
guys.
Congrats,
We
guys.
appreciate it.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a shame. Shame you couldn't get
We literally
work it
have
out.
put everything we had into this company. You know, we drained our life savings. We tapped into our 401ks. We have put everything we had into this company, and we will continue to do that because it means that much to us. It is our third child, and we're going to take it above and beyond.
I imagine that you both will. I don't think it's going to slow you down too much. So check out their website. Shark Tank right in the foreground. Faces, smile. Well, mostly you. Randall, you're not smiling too much there. Let's see. Is there any pictures of people other than that though? I like seeing people enjoying. That's something that's missing. So you can kind of see it here when you get scrolled down a little bit. But this is the kind of stuff kind of pictures that you should be, having up towards the top here. And I don't know, is this picture going to stretch differently? Oh, it does. But so at 1080p, it's two headless people sitting on a couch. So that's something you might want to consider getting changed there. See, this picture doesn't cut off the heads completely. This picture does, the way it's the format is. I wonder if does this picture look different, or is it just a longer arm? Yeah, it's just a longer arm. So I mean, that picture works, but I'd like to see people up high, higher, maybe close up pictures of people holding the product instead of because like these pictures, like this is good, but it's not with the people specifically. Like this is good too, but it's not showing you the products on the table. Like you have to know that it's there, right? So it's just one of those things. So $49.95 for the stemmed wine chiller. One thing, their checkout, their customer checkout, what is it? The price. I forget if that's the exact term, but the amount that most customers, the average in which customers are checking out with is what is also really important there, because like if you're spending $54 or 40 or $50 per customer, yeah, you got to get that up. But let's go check out Facebook. 1,400 people following the page. Great to see some engagement there. I mean, just wine is a huge thing, so I feel like this should be like a slam dunk. There's some engagement going on Instagram. Let's check out over on 21 subscribers over on YouTube, TikTok. You got 66,000 likes, but only 1,220 followers. So maybe you could use a little bit of work on that end, even though you got a lot of likes. I mean, I don't know if that's a lot for TikTok, it's not crazy amounts, but just but it seems like they're trying and posting pretty, what I'm guessing, regularly here. I hope that's not copyrighted music. Over on Pinterest, we got 31 followers. Anyway, Randall, Lisa, I'd love to have you come on the show. Just drop a comment down below, and we'll get you on here for an interview like Hank Watts says, Merry Christmas, Joe and Superfam. Didn't the channel just cross over 10,000? Let's go. Yes, it did. We're crossed over 11,000 at this point, and over halfway to 12,000 subscribers here on the Joe Pardo channel. So I appreciate everybody in the super community. I appreciate you being here and watching all the way to the end. I'll see you in one of these two videos over here. Take care and go be super.